Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is early, and I just woke up, and I have some rigs offline. Hold on, let me unplug this fan real quick so I can talk to y'all. Okay, so let's talk a little bit of troubleshooting, some basic steps, especially when you have a dedicated rig, because I feel like we got a lot of new miners into the space. If you're an experienced miner, you probably don't, you already know all this, but who knows, you might find something different, or my methods might be a little bit different. If you have any other recommendations, please comment down below. But to start off, this is the rig in question for today. So we have a 6-card 470 rig on Hive on a USB. It went down last night. The first thing I always do is fully power everything down and then let it sit for a second and then power it back up. Sometimes even unplugging both the power supplies and letting the caps drain out, because something may be hanging it up to where even when you restart it, it's not getting a full restart. Now, if you do that and it's still acting up, unplug the USB out of all your cards except for one. Just leave one card plugged in, essentially. So say if that's this card, we're going to leave that card plugged in. All the USBs on these are unplugged. You can leave the power plugged in. It's not an issue. You power the rig back up. If it sees that one card, you're good. Yeah. Now move on to the next. Plug that one in. If he sees those two, you're good. You move on to the third one and it hangs up or has a problem, crashes out. Well, now that's the card we need to figure out. Unplug those two cards, leave that one card plugged in. If it still hangs up or has an issue, then we know potentially either it is the riser, the USB cable, or the adapter that goes to the motherboard. Probably, I would assume, having the card having an issue at the very last. It could also be one of the power plugs. So the first thing I always try is just pull the riser out, put a new riser in, and leave the cable and the USB the same. If it's good, then it was the riser. Then the next thing is I change the USB cable and then the little adapter that goes into the motherboard. If all that still doesn't fix it, then swap out your power plug from another card, one of the other known good cards, so one of the first two. Put that power into that one, then fire it up, see if it comes online. If you do all that and it still doesn't come online, we need to isolate this card and get it out of this system, get it out of that slot. So where, say, first, second, third, the third slot goes to the third card. You need to plug that third slot into one of the two slots you just tried that were good. So the first or the second. If you plug it into there and it still doesn't work, also try changing out the power going to the riser. So change out the power cord with another one of the known good power cords. If you've tried all the variables and that card still is not cooperating, it's time to pull that bad boy out and put it into a test bench, an entirely different system. If you put it into an entirely different system and you can't see anything, then that's when, unfortunately, you may have an actual dead card. But before you say, oh my god, I have a dead card, please go through all those steps. And there are some cards that don't play well with Linux or don't play well with Windows, but they'll mine on either other one. So I had a card sent to me. He was like, hey man, this card does not work. It's dead, 100%. And I was like, what were you running on? He was running on Windows. I plug it into a Hive machine. That thing mines away like nobody's business. So, just don't always just assume the worst. Definitely do your troubleshooting and take those steps before you assume the worst, because these cards a lot of these are built pretty tough. It's hard to kill these things. A lot of people are like, oh my god, don't run them hot, you're gonna kill them. I really, due to heat, I think I've maybe lost one card, if any, out of mining. Now, I have lost cards due to power cords failing, shorting out, and messing up the actual board, and that was the power cord's fault. So that's why I switched over to using, most of the time, server power supplies with good cables, instead of trying to daisy chain a lot of ATX power supplies, like cheap ATX power supplies together, because they just couldn't keep up with the power draw. But that's a whole nother subject, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Just a quick little troubleshooting kind of ideas, getting those brain juices flowing this morning. Hope everybody's having a good day. Profits seem to be through the roof. Ethereum's up over 1,200. Bitcoin fell back a little bit, but I mean, she's still high 30,000 range. Nothing to complain about. Yeah, I mean, all-time highs every single day, baby. That's what we're talking about. So, well, I'll see you on the next one. I have some other videos coming out. I think one more today. Just keep your eye out for it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're not in the Discord or the Facebook group, the links for those are down below. So check them out. Yeah, and that's it. It's over, folks. You ain't got to go home. You just can't stay here. So how's the farm doing? Is everything okay? Has anything gone down over the night? I saw one of the rigs went offline. Did you have to power it back up? So what's the deal? Where are you going? Why are you? No, you can hop back up here. Back in your chair. Come on. Okay. Oh, my farm manager is can't find good help these days. Oh, she's back. Okay. So this is Mrs. Batcat, my farm manager. Batcat, how's everything going? Why are you? What's up with this, huh? You got a job to do. You got to get back to work. She's always trying to love on me and get out of work. All right, later guys.